Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep sales have been tanking for some time now, and worst of all, they've killed off the Dodge Challenger. 2023 was the last year that the Challenger got produced, and you're looking at one of the last ones ever made. Thank God that the CEO of Stellantis got fired, the owner of Dodge, and a billion other car brands, because now it's time to bring this beast back. This article by Yahoo Finance sums it all up. Sales of Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge brands were down by 17% compared to this time last year. Shares of Stellantis are down by 40%, while GM is up by 55%. No wonder the CEO got canned. UAW President Shawn Fain said Tavares is leaving behind a mess of painful layoffs and overpriced vehicles sitting on dealership lots. It's because of the now ex-CEO Tavares that the Challenger is dead. They're all sitting unsold, and dealers are starting to go out of business. This article talks about Stellantis clashing over other US executives on the Hemi V8. Of course they clashed. It's clear that Tavares had no clue about the American car market. America and muscle cars are synonymous. How could you take this thing away? You have the Corvette, you have the Mustang, the Challenger has got to exist because a world with zero muscle cars just doesn't make any sense. Another big mistake is the Dodge Hornet sharing the same platform with Alfa Romeo. Who in their right mind thinks that the Dodge customer segment is the same as Alfa Romeo's customers? Sharing these platforms between these cars was completely nonsensical, and it's because Stellantis owns 14 brands. It's a mega conglomerate, and Stellantis just didn't know what to do with them. One bad decision after another, and you have really expensive Jeeps and Dodge Ram trucks filling dealer lots. Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler dealerships are in bad shape. You have Ram trucks sitting around everywhere collecting dust. You have the crazy Jeep Wagoneer that's priced at $125,000. Who will buy a Jeep for that much money? Stellantis has completely lost touch with the US market. Jeep Wranglers too are sitting around everywhere. Inventory piling up. These cars are just going to waste. This Jeep is priced at $60,000. With pricing like this, it's no wonder that nobody wants to buy these cars. The dealers are one step away from having to declare bankruptcy. There's no way that one massive car group can take care of all these brands and be true to what these car brands really mean. This all happened in 2021 when all these car makers came together under one roof with Stellantis. Needless to say, it turned into a massive disaster, but we do have some good news. Timkesus, who used to run Dodge and Ram trucks, is now back after retirement. Tim is considered the father of the Hellcat version of this Challenger, the most extreme Challenger to have ever existed. He even said in this article that Tavares was responsible for killing off the Hemi V8. Now that Timkesus is back, I'm pretty sure that this Challenger will come back into our lives. The Hemi V8 with all its glory and more. Ford and GM make some of the best V8s in the world with that incredible soundtrack, and the Dodge Challenger is no different. This Challenger was built in 2023, the last production year, and this one is also the best one, which is the Scat Pack, the 6.4 liter V8 pumping out 475 horsepower. This extremely thirsty V8 needs a lot of gas and a lot of air with actual vents in the hood. With each depression of the gas pedal, there goes another gallon. But this is one of the best American muscle cars, so gas mileage truly is irrelevant. This car really is about straight line speed. Drag strips is where it belongs, not so much on a track. Handling is not nearly as good as what you'd get with a Corvette or a new Mustang. And that's why you have launch control, line lock, all the things you need for a drag strip. Driving this Challenger is like sitting on your living room couch inside a big metal box, surrounded by this glorious, beautiful sounding V8 with an immense amount of speed. You'll feel the size and weight of this car right away. It's like a cruiser, an old school muscle car, but huge amounts of power, 475 pound-feet of torque, lots of pull, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. It feels like a tank that can go really fast in a straight line. The difference between a 70s muscle car and today's American muscle car is that you have all the comfort in the world, a great ride, all the technology, the goodies. It's the best that modern technology has to offer, combined with good old-fashioned V8 American muscle. You do have to be careful though with a car with this much power. There's so many videos out there of people crashing their Challengers just like they crashed their Mustangs. It comes with the territory when you have a bunch of teenagers driving high-powered American muscle cars. The Dodge Challenger makes no apologies for what it is, a gas-guzzling monster with a growling V8 powering it. There's no way that the father of the Hellcat will not bring back this animal of a machine. With all the electrification going on across all the car brands, I'm sure that Dodge will release an electric version of the Challenger just like it did with the Charger. I like the way the brand new Charger looks, and I hope when the Challenger comes back that it looks similar. This is such a classic modern retro look that I hope if and when the Challenger gets reintroduced, it'll look something like this. The third generation of the Challenger was introduced in 2006 when it took the world by storm. From 06 to 2023, the car basically looked the same with very few tweaks. It's almost like Dodge followed the Porsche 911 strategy where they didn't really touch something that already worked well. This car was a hit for so many years until you-know-who destroyed the brand. I'm so glad that Tim is back from retirement, and although he's not going to run all of Stellantis, I'm pretty confident that he's going to bring back a V8 Challenger. The father of the Hellcat, of course, has to have another baby, and this time it might not be the Hellcat or the Demon. It might be a 1200 horsepower Shadow Fang. We could all use a Dodge Challenger Shadow Fang in our lives. Bring on the 1200 horsepower 7-liter V8, 5 miles per gallon. Follow the Ford and GM playbook. You have the Ford Mustang GTD and the incredible 1064 horsepower C8 ZR1. Ford and GM can't be the only ones having fun. Dodge needs to be part of it too. And unlike the Corvette and the GTD, there is a backseat in the Challenger. If you have a short driver up front, you can squeeze yourself in the back, and you got an armrest with cup holders and your own AC vents. The future Challenger, the 1200 horsepower Shadow Fang that can fit your kids in the back. And don't forget, a huge trunk space too. One thing's for sure, the Challenger is a comfortable, spacious way to enjoy American V8 power more so than the Corvette and the Mustang. A 1200 horsepower Shadow Fang in this kind of a package, I'll take one. I have a feeling that this car will be back with a vengeance, so Ford and GM better watch out. Long live the Challenger.